From the murals on the wall to the street side stand, Mark's got the map, Jeff's got the plan. Cruise through Wisconsin where the sun stays bright, looking for a flavor or a brand in a new sight. Let's take flight with Mark and Jeff. Hippie chick join the Madstork flock and turn it into a whole big crew. They all says we're following you. Jeff and Mark exploring again, finding the best wackadoodles in the land. Add Mark and Jeff to your day, because we have so much to say. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how far, our curiosity's charged. We're ready to see what's next. Mark and Jeff need this job, so please come join the flock and hit the like, share, and unsubscribe. Thank you from Mark and Jeff and the Madstork flock.
All right, we are here, Mark, and
good morning, Jeff.
On the old screen here. How you doing?
Well, I did something really stupid last night.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
And I didn't realize it until this morning. I left the windows open in my truck, and it poured. We had that thunderstorm that moved through this morning.
Yeah.
Soaked the inside of my truck.
Well, you are getting a lot of rain down there, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. It went south a little bit, but we needed it. But I'm like, did I leave my window open? And sure shit, the back window was open. I run outside, pouring rain in my underwear. Neighbor got a good peek.
We need good morning, YouTuber. Cheryl was here earlier, and I'm a little late because I've been fooling around, Mark. I got the new little toy about an hour ago.
I don't know if I want to know what a toy is.
Look at this.
What is that? A Go Cam? Or
yeah, this is an action cam, and I just got it. Look at how little that thing is.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm gonna film my great nephew the football game tonight, and I'm gonna start taking getting files on what I'm doing with my life every day, and I'm gonna start posting that too. I'm gonna show how exciting I am.
Jesus, you're gonna be the cure for insomnia.
So I lost time because I've been fooling around with it, trying to get it all hooked up, and I got it all. I pretty much got it hooked up. I just can't get it hooked up into my computer. I got my phone already hooked up to it, but I want to be able to get to the computer so I can take the stuff off of it and then be able to edit it, whatever I record. So
I've always been curious about doing some of that stuff. You know, people take them hunting, or they do different activities.
I'll let you use it for hunting. This would be perfect. I mean, you're not going to get anything because you never get anything hunting, but it'd be perfect for you.
That's because I'm watching movies in the blind. Did I tell you 2 years ago, I'm sitting there ready to shoot, and my mom called me. I didn't have the phone on silent. She scared the damn deer away.
You know, yesterday I told you it's going to be a new leaf, but overnight, I mean, there's some things that happen. I don't know why I watch the stuff that I do and everything, and I'm trying to stay away, but some of the stuff is just so funny.
Well,
you know, I'm not saying, like, and I'm not saying grape, and I'm not saying, you know, people bashing, you know, this getting crazy is funny, but some of the craziness is funny.
It's like the Godfather 3. Just as I thought I could get out, they pulled me back in.
They pulled me back in, Mark. And Jess Machado, she's sitting there, somebody graped somebody, she's saying allegedly, and then she goes, you know, she's sitting there saying, she doesn't say allegedly until long after she tells the whole story and looks at the doc from the courts and all this stuff. But he's never been charged. He's never been, you know, it's never went to trial. So you can't say that somebody committed grape, you know, if he's not been, you know, taken to trial. And of course, then she goes allegedly and all that kind of stuff, trying to backtrack a little bit so she doesn't get sued. But the thing is that, and then she, you know, I had brought up on X, and I'm sure a lot of people, she had said the lawyer for the Lindsay Clancy trial, for Lindsay herself, is a guy by the name of Kevin Reddington. And Kevin Reddington came to fame with everybody on watching the Karen Reed trial because he's representing Jen McCabe. And so she had promised, I don't know, it's been a while before the trial started, that this Kevin Reddington was going to come on her show every Monday, was going to be a part of her show, and blah, blah, blah. So she, all of a sudden she got to this today, and she goes, you know, I got Kevin Reddington right in my phone, right here, my phone. And I could call him right now. Well, this is how I think it would go. All right. Okay.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Kevin, please. Kevin, this is Jess. Hey, I noticed that you haven't been coming on the show. I want to know what's going on because you love my show. What's that? Oh, you love that song about finger banging after the Wilbur? Yeah, that's a good song. I wrote that one. Yeah, I heard you're really happy with what my show is doing and everything, but you like that song, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right, Kevin. Okay. Yep. All right. I'll let everybody know that after trial we'll hook back up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can send you a copy of that song, the finger banging. Yep. I'll send you that. So you know for a fact that Kevin Reddington is not happy with the song "Finger Banging" after the Wilbur.
Jeff, let me ask you this, and this just shows how
My
far out of touch I am. What the hell? I'm afraid to ask, but I'm going to ask anyhow because I don't know what finger banging is.
Well, look it up. Google it.
I have a feeling it's just like when I looked up.
If Jason wouldn't be so mad at me, if she wouldn't be so mad at me, she could come on and tell you what it's about.
I didn't know what moose knuckles were, and I have a feeling it's sort of in the same.
Well, it says something about that too. Something about the knuckles too.
Okay.
So. So you know that Kevin Reddington is not going to, a guy that is an established attorney, is not going to go on a show and not going to come on right after she gets done playing. I'm going to finger bang you at the Wilbur after the Wilbur. It's just not going to happen. Reddington's, she's going to go, hey, Renton, how did you like that one? Oh, Jess Ton, that was good. No,
I think he would say, Jess who? Who are you? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know you. I never did. I don't know what finger banging or moose knuckles are.
Just can't. They got to get me back into this. And when I say I'm not going to, do it, and then somebody sends me a clip of this stuff, and it's just like, and of course she's got to get up and. Mark, I think she's jumping right out of bed and not brushing her teeth and anything, going out into the public and all that kind of stuff. And then she goes and gets her big drink, in the morning, that whole milk, whatever the slop is. And then after she gets done drinking it for about half of it, then she goes, "Oh, I got a stomach ache."
Then you got you got to run to the toilet there.
Yeah. So I mean, she's just an icky person. I mean, she's mad that people talk about her. And hang on a second. I'm hearing something in my headphones that I don't like.
Oh, it sounds like the lady from the trial.
So, Mark, she's mad at this Jolene Lunzer. That's that comedian out in Hollywood that I sent you, that picks on her.
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, she'd stop being so dumb and stop being such an idiot and such a lie. She sits here and says the guy is allegedly, raped somebody or raped somebody, allegedly. Well, you know what? She's mad because everybody's saying that she stole from the veterans, allegedly. So, I mean, it's like, and then she wants to sue everybody. Jess, come for me. Yeah, I want to hear you come for me. Come on. You want to sue me? I can't wait. I would love to have you say that I said something about you so that I could get you in a deposition. I would love to ask you some questions in the deposition. And I'd love to ask about the veterans and see what you got to say about the whole thing and have you show some proof. I mean, that would be awesome. But the thing that I don't get, Mark, is that she was going to donate, okay? She's getting so out of whack with this stuff. And I understand she don't like it because of character thing, but she's got a character flaw, so who cares? Move on. But when you get money, say I'm going to say, okay, Mark, I'm going to donate to your organization that makes the beds. Okay, I'm going to give you. We're going to do a raffle of or this guitar that I got on my wall of Blake Shelton signed. Okay. I'm going to raffle that off and I'm going to give it to the people that make the beds. Okay. I'm going to take the money.
I think that's a good idea. That's really good.
I'm going to give it to the beds. All right. So, but Mark, just because I say that and then I don't do it, I don't do it. Okay. I saved them. I took the money because I had to pay off some other bills or something came up, and I don't do it. You take the character hit and you move on. You just move on. Everybody knows you're a liar already. So why would you continue to fight to prove that you're a liar on everything else that you say?
Well, people enjoy doubling down on this kind of crap. It almost sounds like she could be living in Minnesota with the Somalis.
Well, and this is the other thing too. Now, this is going to lead into your type of thing. So she's going after this Jolene Lunzer, because Jolene's went hard against her. Hey, North Dakotan. Hey, hippie chick. There's our girl. Hippie chick just went on a little trip last week. It was in Texas, I think, in San Antonio. Nice. I'll tell you, I think it was San Antonio, wasn't it? And that river walk in San Antonio, hippie chick, that's one of the best places I've ever been on earth. I'm not kidding.
It's a good place.
It is unbelievable. And so glad you got a chance to go see that. But here's where I wanted to take it down now, something that you're interested in. And I hate this about people. So this Jolene Lunzer just went hard after. I mean, she's going out and they're making money because they got 60,000 people, okay, sub to them. So of course they're making money no matter what they're saying, okay. But here she is, just this morning on the clip that I saw. She's sitting there going, "Oh, you should just get rid of her. If you're a conservative, she's a full-blooded liberal. She's this or that." Mark, I watch her, and I'm not a liberal. I watch Jolene. I think Jolene's funny, okay? And I think she's funny the way she went after Jess Machado because she's picking up on all the things that everybody else is picking up on that nobody's been saying. And she's sitting there bringing up, but she's a liberal. She believes the border should be open, all this. Now, this is what I said to you yesterday. Why do people put so much into what other people say that that they're worried about those type of people are going to influence us on who we vote for and what we stand for? Why can't we watch a movie by, I'm trying to think the most liberal person in Hollywood, but why can't we watch, who was the goofball that was a real big liberal, older actor? Why can't we watch him and watch his craft and think that he's great and think that the movies are great what they do? And why can't we watch a comedian like Jolene who is funny? She is funny no matter what anybody is saying. She's got some really funny stuff. And if Jess wants to go up against her, why don't she do a stream with her and go up against her and talk to her? Get on there and talk to her. The reason why she won't is because she knows she can't stick with a girl like Jolene. That's the problem. It's not because Jolene's a liberal, and that she believes, the border should be wide open and guys should be playing girls' sports and all that kind of stuff. I don't care. I'm not watching Jolene Lunzer to help me make a decision who I'm voting for or what I'm doing in my everyday life. I am capable of making my own decisions and what I believe in. And these people that think that they can change the world by pointing out that somebody's this, somebody's that. What is up with that, Mark? You're in that political aisle. What is up with that? That people need to say that?
We all think our opinion is king, and I don't think mine is. I just share it and spew it. If people listen to it, that's fine. I'm more of a person that's trying to point out the hypocrisy, as you are right now, in all of this. If you believe something, stick with it and own it. If you don't, then don't change your mind just because the wind blew a different direction the next day. And to think that because Matt Damon says something, that's gospel. No, it's his opinion and move on. But some of these people truly, like you said, they believe their opinion is more valued than others. No, not at all.
So, here's another thing that I'm going to bring up with you because of what you did for all your life after college. So last night, J7, I saw the clip where she was saying that somebody turned her into the state about her insurance, and the insurance commission, and is trying to go after her. For what she's doing on YouTube or whatever, what her show ever. There's nothing that anybody knows that she's not doing her job. I mean, she's on the YouTube trying to get people to follow her. So she's doing the craziest things and continuing to bring up Broken Baker. The only thing I say about that Broken Baker, and I'll go to my grave saying it, is what the hell were you two doing? You're adults, for God's sakes. And one lives in the United States, one's in Denmark. What are you doing? I don't care if you think it's fun. And J7, you catfished him. You sent a picture from when you were like 20 years old. So let's figure that out before you sit there and just continue to bring up the Broken Baker stuff. But here's my question to you. So what can she say? What can she be doing on the internet, on YouTube, with her little show that she does go crazy on, that would affect her in her insurance?
Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of what she says, but what she does talk about, I don't hear anything related to the insurance industry. She can say whatever she wants to say about the industry. It's about the individual performance. So she has a client of hers, and she's misrepresented the client or stole their money, their premiums that they paid. Well, then she's got a problem. But just having an opinion about a carrier, a different company she represents, and saying they suck or their service is horrible, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's just bullshit. It sounds like somebody that disagrees with her on her social views and performances or whatever, and says, well, you're a representative of the insurance industry, you have to have a higher standard of behavior. Bullshit. There's a lot of shitty people in every single industry you can imagine. She
don't talk about any of her clients. She don't talk about, she's talking about her personal life, about how, she, this guy is going to finger bang her after the Wilbur. I mean, what in the world? I sat there, and it's like they make stuff out of nothing. Okay, so somebody sent her name into this commission or whatever. Well, that's all she has to do is go back. Yeah, she acts a little crazy. I mean, I don't think the commission can really do anything with her insurance license just because she's acting a little crazy on YouTube.
Well, it's just a person that's trying to affect her other full-time job, and trying to get clients from her to go away from her because of her on-air behavior. Well, that's one that's pretty childish, that you'd go after somebody's profession when she's not even talking about it other than I am in that profession.
Right.
So this person who's going to send in a complaint, the insurance commissioner will say not relevant to anything, send it back.
Right.
And just.
So I just think it's a continue of more drama. That's all it is. That they want to continue this fight. And who knows when this fight ends? I mean, the Broken Baker and her, it's crazy when you think about it, how long it's just going to continue to go on. Somebody's got to say give. And I get that she's mad, but, J7, you did, no matter what anybody says, you did catfish him with the picture that you sent him, all right? Until you started your show, he didn't know what you look like.
So catfishing is basically throwing some bait out there? Or
right.
What? Okay.
Throwing the bait out there. What was the football player from Notre Dame? He was catfished, and it was some guy that was talking to him, and he thought he was carrying on an internet relationship. What was his name? He was a Hawaiian guy. But he played at Notre Dame, and he had a short stint in the NFL, but he got catfished big time because he thought that he was dating this girl for a year on the internet, and it turned out to be a guy that was from his growing up where he did, and the guy thought it was funny or something like that. And it was horrible. I mean, it messed him up completely, and it messed him so much that it actually took a couple of spots away from him getting picked in the NFL because of all the mess that he was in. So the complaint, I think, was to investigate if she is using access to info and doxing people. And doxing people is like she made a comment last night on this clip that said, I sent hats, the Boston, the Slim Shady hats to people. So I have people's address. That's what her comment was. And J7, you sent me a hat. Okay. You did send me a hat, but just remember the address I gave you was the sergeant of the police department the county that I live in. It was his house. Okay. So you can dox all you want
Yeah,
Oh,
there's no proof. She just says if she's just saying I have their addresses, no matter where she gets it, it's public information. People's addresses.
Once you know somebody's name, you can get to where they live. I mean, you Google.
That's a big leap to go from what she's saying to mining, private information out of her client.
And to go on somebody, they're all mad, when somebody goes and checks them out, like Turtle Boy did with Jess Machado's husband. Well, then quit saying that about other people. Then people will stop eventually if you guys stop. If you just keep moving forward and doing what you're supposed to be doing, people will stop, but they won't because of the drama. Because Jess Machado's losing so many people. I think it's down to 9,500 now, and I mean that's a fall cry from where she was. And so she is getting hit. Now she can sit there and say she's got the views and she's still making money. I bet you today's check from YouTube, because today is the day they get paid on the 21st of every month. I bet today her check is shorter than it was 6 months ago. And that's where she needs to figure it out, because why continue the fight? And when you're losing money, there's a reason why you're losing money. Figure it out and then get back to making money. Hey, Savelar's here. How you doing, Savelar? Appreciate you checking this out. I was going to stay away from all this, Savelar, but overnight, it just popped right back up into me. Try to get away from it, and they reel me back in. To talk about the nonsense.
Play that line from...
And I'm not going to do the videos anymore. I'm just not going to put Jess Machado on my channel with her face or her rear end that she had on for a while. I'm just not going to, because it's just, what? I'd rather talk about it, convey what I think of what's going on, because I'm not wrong. It's like, move on. Enough of this. You're 50 years old. You're in menopause. Enough is enough. And they can't stop. This is it right here. Right here. This is all of it right here. They cannot stop attacking Aiden. And it's horrible.
Jeff, have you gone through menopause yet?
No, but I'm starting to think I am right now, because my smell is kind of screwed up and all that kind of stuff. I can't smell a good show compared to the bad one. So, but this is it. The thing is that Turtle Boy says a lot of crazy things. All right. And I like what Turtle Boy does. I like what he does. His shtick and everything on YouTube, it's perfect for what he does. It's perfect. And if you're going to take a swing at the king, I always say this. I said this to BTL. I've said this to Mike Crawford at Young Jerks. If you're going to take the swing at the king, you better have all your ducks in a row, because you can't go back every other day and go, okay, this is what I really meant and all this kind of stuff. You can't do that. You got to take your swing and stand by it. But they can't do that, because then they got to bring something else up that Turtle Boy did. And it's crazy. It really is crazy. 600. Look at this. Oh, wow. 683 YouTuber, you went past us. Look at how good your show is.
No kidding.
My Lord. Killing it. I can't even get over, Mark and I can't even get over 568. I think what really hurt us was Katie, not Katie. Okay? That was a girl that was on our side for a while, and then I started talking about Jess Machado, and she left us. And I think she took some subscribers away. I'm really upset with her, because she's really going into my pocketbook right here. So I need Katie, not Katie, to be listening and doing this and getting back with us. I mean, enough of this stuff. So YouTubery thing, you know what? That is great. You're at 638. Before you know it, you're going to be at 1,000. Before you know it, you're going to get the 4,000 watch hours. And YouTuber is doing it right. You know that? Because it seems like, I don't know if she can tell us or not for sure, but it seems like she's going every day, and she's giving people content every day. And I think that's the key to getting more subs. I really do. I think it's that consistency of going consistently every day. I really believe that's it. And so I don't know. I like what she does. I think it's funny when she even starts talking about Jess. I think there's some funny people out there. And Jess is doing this to herself. No matter how much she wants to blame Jolene, she wants to blame Aiden. She was talking today about her, about what happened with her husband and his kid and all this kind of stuff. And right away she goes to the tears, the crying, like Turtle Boy said. It's always the thing when she gets stuck, it goes to the crying, because then she gets the people that really believe in her to say, all right, I got a penny up here and give her some money. And that is just not, I don't think that's the way the grift is supposed to be. I think the grift is all about, now maybe I'm wrong with this, Mark, but I think the grift is, if we can take the people that are listening to us away from their day for just a little bit and have some fun and just forget about what's going on in your day, I think that's what the grift should be about. And that's what Turtle Boy does. Turtle Boy, when you're listening to him, he takes us away from the goofball stuff and he adds to it with a little flair of what's going on with him. And please support him. That's what their QR code is up there in our right corner. Support Turtle Boy. That's what it's about. I am supporting Turtle Boy because of that First Amendment right. No matter what way you vote, the First Amendment right is important for the liberals and it's important for the Republicans. So wherever you vote, you got to support Turtle Boy. You have to, because this government cannot take away things from us that is important. That's my political speech for today.
Well, that was a good speech. Good job.
So she is a cry bully. She really is, YouTuber. She is a cry bully. And when she can't get her way, that's when she attacks. And then she'll sit there and go, I didn't really say anything about anybody. No, you have. Yeah, she, and then you talk about her kids and it's like, and then she said that, her kid was talking horrible to her a couple of days ago. And then she goes, oh, that was just for the show. That's not the way my kids talk to me. Mark, you know better. If kids get away with any time, they're going to talk to you just the way everybody heard. I mean, let's face it,
You let it happen, it's going to happen.
She's the last person I have empathy for. There's no doubt about that. And YouTuber, I hope you stay strong, because there's nobody out there that should be bullying you. You continue to do your thing, and that's the reason why you have 680 plus people subscribe to you, because you're doing your thing. And I truly believe that wins out in the end if you do your thing. So, Mark, that was a big question. I this whole thing about, J7 saying that somebody was turning her into the commission, I think was another thing just to say, poor J7. And it's just got to stop. It really has to stop. I'm so disappointed, and it doesn't make any, I know it doesn't make any difference to them, but I'm so disappointed in Kane. Kane could be a real superstar in this YouTube thing if he just got away from the nonsense and just be the funny guy that he can be. And if he wants to be a sidekick, that's fine, but find somebody that's going to be more productive so you could be a good sidekick. And, I want him to come on our show and just, yuck it up, but he won't, he talks to me a little bit, but when I get to the part of, coming to join us, then he doesn't want to.
I thought he was on our show. Who is that?
No, he wasn't. I went on J7 and his back a few months ago. But the reason why I did it is because Mary B did it. I mean, that's the reason why I was going on it, was because Mary B did. And then, of course, now J7's calling Mary B some of the, just ridiculous names. I mean, it's so stupid to take personal attacks at people. And I I take personal attacks at JFK Show Off, but those attacks are about his, saying that he was a star in the rap business and that kind of stuff. I do rip on his, chin, every once in a while, but I don't sit there and go into, what he's doing in his personal life or whatever. Enough is enough. Kane is a flip-flopper. I can see that. And it's too bad, because he's better than that. He really is better than that. Yeah. Maybe that's what I need to do. Start going on to people's shows that are most favorable to me. I don't know who that is because I'd probably go off on all of them.
It could be. It could be.
So it's crazy. It really is. Shots were fired at YouTuber last night. Really? Who did the shots on that one? Machado? I mean, she continues, and then when people go back at her, then she's going to rip on you about something else, and all that kind of stuff. Machado, come after me. I don't care. Whatever in my background, fine. I don't care. Bring it up.
I don't know, Jeff. I won't tempt anybody to start looking in your background. You don't have to dig very deep to find some stuff.
If they want to bring out, whatever they think is the worst thing in my life.
Oh,
and then
man.
But I've never been a thief. Never been a thief.
You were in 5th grade, you little thief. You ran.
I was. That's true. I was a thief in 5th grade.
You blamed.
But just remember, I was a thief in 5th grade because I was a follower. I wasn't a leader, and I followed Mark on this.
I was behind you as you had the beer in your hand.
So
5th grade, you were drinking.
And did you have a beer in your hand in 5th grade?
I think I had candy because I was already at a.
You did have candy, my lord. Yeah, candy was a Miller Lite.
Yeah, I'm not a Belgian. You Belgians are always drinking something.
So YouTuber, if you're in J7's crosshairs, you're okay. You're in good shape. I mean, she got on Twitter and said, "Take that down." You said Jess stole. You said that. I said, no, allegedly. Everybody's talking about allegedly. But the thing is that, even if she did, Mark, even if she didn't donate, she wasn't governed by any law to take whatever she made. That's all it was a character issue.
It's a character flaw. I don't know why she didn't then go and donate it. Wouldn't you think that, okay.
Well, she did, I guess, after, but then I guess they said it wasn't all of it. But who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Move on. So it's a character flaw. You got a ton of them, Machado. You got a ton of them. You're lying all the time. So I mean, it's you're a grifter that you feel that if you show your tears and you cry a little bit, then and then she's out. She's trying to. I don't know if anybody caught this. Yesterday. Now I don't know if everybody. I know Save must have heard about it, but she's yesterday complaining about. Turtle Boy driving a Lexus. She's telling him, sell the Lexus, sell it. Get that money and then use that money instead of asking people for money. Well, then she goes out yesterday and guess what? She's test driving a BMW SUV and she can't even pay for the car that she has. It almost got repossessed. I mean,
you don't have a Lexus?
So no, I don't have a Lexus, but these people, it's crazy. The one day they're sitting there complaining about Turtle Boy not having, having a car, but then she's going out the next day and it wasn't even the next day, that afternoon, she's going out test driving a BMW. Like she can afford a BMW.
Well, maybe
she don't even know
she's playing the game. She's just faking everybody that it's poor old me and she can actually afford it. I don't know. I don't care. Like you said, I don't care how much money she has or doesn't have. It would be nice if she'd quit slandering people. But her character.
Now, just U.S. Lily, I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's a character flaw. Okay, if she doesn't do it, if she doesn't donate, she's not governed by any laws. It's integrity, it's in character. But she's not going to get charged for anything because she set up the donations because she's the one that said she was going to do it. And it was over these Charlie Kirk's t-shirts. So she decided that she, that wasn't going to give all of it. So it's like, instead of continue to go on about it and fight with the people that say you're a thief, why not just say, okay, yes, I didn't donate some of it and I had to pay this, I had to pay that, and then move on.
Yeah.
Just move on. And then you don't have the drama. And then you're not getting the money that you're getting from the grifting for playing the poor me thing. And that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So, this doxing thing, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I might dox somebody and I didn't even know it.
Well, but who cares? Who cares? Again, why Why dox somebody? Why do you want to go into somebody's personal stuff? Like today, talking about this, this grape thing, talking about this, but you don't even know if it's true. Because when they asked the girl to come forward and come to court, she said, no, I'm not going to do it. And then they give this percentage. Well, 3 out of whatever, don't come forward. Well, she came forward enough to try to get him charged.
Yeah.
So, but when it decided to go to court, then no, I'm not going to do this. So I don't. What do you got?
What do I got? You know what I'm curious about, and it's hard to do segues when you're doing what we're doing about all these knuckleheads saying bullshit and stuff like this. But have you noticed, this DSA, Democrat Socialist Alliance or whatever? You know what I'm talking about, Jeff?
No.
You have no idea.
No.
Well, in the Democratic Party right now, they have all these socialists that are, all these kids in college. They've been indoctrinated to think that we should get free stuff all the time, and and they want to get rid of the Senate. They want to get rid of the Supreme Court. All these goofy things, ICE, but they just want not to work and just be professional protesters and get money off the teeth of government. And it's just amazing me that how did all these young people get indoctrinated to believe that this is a good thing? I mean, somebody explain it to me. I'm sort of dumb.
Well, I'm dumb that people believe some of these people. I'm just, it's just mind-boggling that they think that they carry all the truth and that they are going to change people's minds and all that. And I see how, they say that Turtle Boy has a cult. Jess Machado's got a cult because her group of people that are, full on board Jess Machado, they believe everything that comes out of her mouth, everything. And I just don't understand how does a person's brain work to where they believe everything that comes out of another person's mouth. I don't get that. That's why I tell everybody when we talk here, I say, you know what? 99.9% is what's coming out of my mouth is sarcasm. It's sarcasm. And it's just ridiculous to think that somebody's going to take my words and say, you know what? Jeff told me to vote for so-and-so, and I'm doing it because he's right. No, Jeff did not tell you that. Jeff's telling you to educate yourself on who you should vote for and line it up with what you believe. That's what I believe. See, it is a cult. I truly believe it is. I mean, there are some goofy people in that. I mean, in her team that she calls her team, I mean, those people, I mean, they're out to get everything on everybody. And, and they did it to Will. I saw somebody here said it. I think it was Jen that said they did it to Will the Glare. And they were talking about somebody, from that lived in New Jersey. It wasn't even the guy. It wasn't even Will. It wasn't the same Will, Mark. And they're going through this guy's, his whole thing. And it wasn't even the same guy. And they put, and then when they find out it's not the same guy, then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we didn't mean, no, we don't know. They don't go back and reset it. No, they just let it go. We're not going to talk about that no more because I was wrong. It's almost, what was it in the 70s, the Happy Days with Fonzie? Wasn't he the guy that he could never say he was wrong?
I think he was one of them.
Whenever it said, whenever it got wrong, it was like, and his face was like, he couldn't say it. I think that's what it is with Machado. I mean, she just cannot say she's wrong on stuff. She can't. Because she's always coming back. Because she wants to be Turtle Boy so bad. Because everybody believes, whenever they support Turtle Boy, they say Turtle Boy is right. And I say that. Turtle Boy was right. So she wants everybody to say Jess Machado was right. So it's just crazy. It really is to watch some of this stuff. But like I said, Mark, I think the consistency of doing shows every day, 2-3 times a week or whatever, and set that time and do it, I think that's very important to moving forward. And I think we need to. It's hard. I found out overnight. It's hard. I mean, somebody put a somebody put a challenge to Machado that next week they want her to go a whole week without saying anything about any of what she's been saying, that she has to actually come up with some great shows. Now, I wonder how she's going to be able to do that, because she's going to get back into this like I did overnight. You get back into it. Yes, never being wrong, you know. And here's a girl that, I mean, the thing that I get a kick out of, because she says she's such a big conservative, but she's really never worked. You know, she had a little radio job that she got fired from, and then she was, you know, trying to be a journalist. You know, she don't have a degree in anything, but just because she thinks she wrote on, you know, her Apple computer in the journal, that all of a sudden she can be a journalist. That's like, you know, all of the, like the Brian from LTL Media. He thinks because he writes on that, whatever that thing is called on the internet stack or whatever, he thinks that just because he writes in that he's a journalist. You know, you're making a mockery of these people that went 4 years, 5 years to get a journalism degree, that have worked hard to become a journalist. You're making a joke out of that field. And I think that's horrible. I really do. So, but it's going to be hard for somebody that concentrates on, like she does, of ripping on people, to go away completely from that and try to come up with some creative shows. And the thing is, Mark, and you know yourself, it's like us, you know, we try to get away from the Massachusetts corruption and all that kind of stuff. Well, then we get messages saying, yeah, I think you got to stick with what's going on in Massachusetts, because, you know, you got a lot of people that are from that area, and they're following the Karen Reed and the Turtle Boy stuff. And so you get back into thinking, okay, we got to cover a little bit of what's going on in Massachusetts. And so it's hard to get away from that and do other things, because that's where most of our subs come from, is that Karen Reed, Turtle Boy stuff. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for Turtle Boy. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I seen him do it, and I thought, man, this would be kind of fun to do. Well, I didn't realize that there were so much crazy people out here that use it for the whole wrong reason. You know, that the YouTube, and it's fun. Yeah, it's fun to rip on somebody when they're completely an idiot, like a JFK. It's fun, but sooner or later, you just got to say, you know what? JFK is not going to change. Jess Machado is not going to change. J7 not going to change. So why continue to give them the pub? I don't know. But then you go back to the old saying, you know, any kind of publicity is good publicity. And that's what they live on.
Yeah. I don't know everything you're saying, Jeff, but we keep, just like Godfather said, they keep pulling us in. I try to change it a little bit.
Yep.
And you don't change. I just tried to talk about the knuckleheads of the DSA, and I spent 30 seconds talking about it, and we didn't, you didn't join in. And I think we are what we are. We're a bunch of 7th grade girls pounding on the door, doing drama.
And this is the other thing too here, YouTuber. You know, they go after, like JFK did to me early on, you know, go after me with 200 subs, whatever I had, 250 subs, and he strikes me and all that kind of stuff, getting rid of me. They go after the little ones, because now Jess Machado is, do you notice how people got to notice this, that she's taking some of her people that watch her so much, I mean, that believe in everything she does, and she's surrounding herself with those people, and she's getting them to do YouTube shows. Like this new one, Peachy, man, I want to rip on her so bad, and I'm trying to read. You know, she talks about people's weight and all this kind of stuff, and then she's doing a stream and she's eating and shoveling into her big face, and it's like, you know, but she's surrounding herself with these people, and she's saying, yeah, go out and do a show, and then we'll get to all those little channels or whatever, you know, and she's trying to insulate herself is what she's trying to do, Machado. But I don't think it's going to work. I think people realize what's going on, and it's just funny that some of these people, and that's why I'm not trusting Arkansas Bestie. Arkansas Bestie gave her a lot of money. No matter what way you want to say, she gave her a lot of money. I just, you know, I don't know. I don't think there. I think there's. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it. In this Peachy Keen, Mark, man. I mean, her first. I think it was her first one, or her first attempt. She opened up her microphone and said, "Valhalla is a jerk. Valhalla is this. Valhalla." Can't you come up with something else other than you're going to continue a fight with Machado? So you start your show off completely going right after Valhalla. And I get it. Valhalla was tough on Machado. I get it. But come on. So I don't know. It's just funny because you get into this thing and people want you to do, a good show, and they want you to touch on all the things. So I touched on them. And I'm trying to get away from it, and I'm going to get away from it and leave this crap alone. But it's so hard when they say things that you question, like this whole, writing and that J7's getting people's names from the people from insurance and all that kind of stuff. If that's true, then there's a little flaw in the insurance company business, because if she can go into other insurance agency stuff and get people's names and all that kind of stuff, then there's a flaw there, Mark.
She can't get any information from other agents' client lists, but there's so many client lists out there that you can buy, and you can get a lot of data. You can get, what people are paying, what is their coverage, who is the contact, what do they do for a living? You get credit scores. I mean, all this stuff is public knowledge. And if she's using that, I don't know how she would use this in her, influencer YouTube show. But if she's using it to send out hats and stuff, so it's all good. She can only get private information from her own clients. All the rest of that stuff is public. I mean, they know your phone number, they know your social security number, they know everything.
I'm not defending J7 at all.
I'm not either. I'm just
J7,
saying that
J7, she took me to the hill, and she told me, she showed me the true colors, even though she helped in the beginning getting the word out on the channel. She showed her true colors, and she sent me a hat too. She wanted my address and all that kind of stuff. Thank God I didn't give her my address and all that kind of stuff. And, and I tease about this microphone thing here. This is actually it's a windscreen that you can buy. It's not from J7 and all that kind of stuff. It's a windscreen that you can buy. So I can take this microphone out and put it on a camera, and it'll take the wind and knock it down. So, I mean, but I know what J7's about. I know that she's just like Machado. She's trying to get one up on everybody. And, sooner or later that fails. And you could have, 15,000 people, 14,000 like Machado did. And all of a sudden it starts going boom out the other way, And so, I mean, it catches up to you. You paid $200 for that hat? What
the hell?
She sent mine free. What the?
That was silly.
And and go back to what YouTuber he said there. I know Arkansas Bestie throws some money around. I get that. I get all of that. But I mean, look at what happens when that lawyer from Jersey was throwing around the money in that. I mean, it made her look foolish. She was never going to be Melanie Little. She was never going to be Mark Betterow, but she throws it around so everybody sees her giving $500. And where does it get you? Yeah, now she's got her own show, Arkansas Bestie, and she's showing off her. Mark, you'd love this. She was showing off her jersey collection. Okay, well, if you got a lot of money, Mark, you can go out and buy signed jerseys. I could go out and buy them today and put 20 of them on the wall. But whippy, I mean, so the people that have money can go and do that. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, so brag a little bit more. Yeah, go out and get 200 jerseys when you could be putting into an organization that makes beds for people that don't have beds. Yeah, that way you can look at your jerseys that you're never going to wear or anything. You're just going to put up in your wall. That's a good thing. Yeah, exactly.
If you go out and get them signed on your own and stuff like that, that's a little bit cooler. But like you said, it's otherwise it's just a commodity.
Right.
I bought a shirt online.
That's not, to me, that's not just because, I got a signed thing up on my wall here, Aaron Rodgers. It's a painting. that he signed. I got it done and everything he signed, but I don't show it. I just don't, oh, look at my Aaron Rodgers signed painting. I mean, and it didn't cost me anything to what her jerseys did. I guarantee you that. And so, I mean, and Aaron Rodgers, I can't sit there and tell you just because I caught him walking from the practice field back to the office at Lambeau Field, the locker room, just because I caught him, guess what? Aaron Rodgers doesn't see me and go, "Hey, Jeff, I remember when I signed that picture for you." No, Aaron Rodgers don't know me.
I bet he does. I bet you he would. You're memorable.
For me, it's not about, so here's Jen, it's not about the dollars. I want to support AB so she doesn't go back to the bunnies. But see, that's what I've been saying, Jen. No, but you can't stop somebody that if they want to go back, they're going to go back. I mean, that's just because that's what they've learned. And I don't trust her. I don't know what it is. And that's not me. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to her. If you like her and you like what she's doing, then listen to her. And the only thing I can say about that is I'm glad that you're checking us out too. And I'll shut up about Arkansas Bestie. All right. Because I don't want to piss you off and then you unsubscribe. So I'll shut up about her. I think she's the best woman that I've ever seen on YouTube. And she hasn't given me any money though. And that does make a difference to me. See, look at that. YouTuber met Mickey Mouse and freaking Donald Duck at Disney. Wow. See, bet you they got a picture too.
You ever been to Disney?
Nope.
No. You're not missing out.
And I know people too like that, USLE. I know people a lot that go after that. But if you go after every $10 that you didn't get paid back from because that you trusted somebody to borrow them $10 or $100, then you didn't do it for the right reason. That's the way I look at it. Because you're giving them money to help them out. It's up to them to pay you back. You shouldn't have to take somebody to court. Now, if you get into $10,000, yeah, you're going to have to take them small claims or something. I mean, that's a lot of money to give somebody and not expect it to come back. So, but yeah, Arkansas Bestie. I mean, and here's Valhalla. I like Valhalla. I just don't trust her, Valhalla. I'm like you with when I asked you to come on my show. What did you do? You went and checked me out. All right. You went and checked me out and you questioned me on something that I wrote a few months ago. Well, I'm questioning Arkansas Bestie to what she was supporting 6 months ago. So, I get it. I get that you guys like her and she throws money around and everything and all that kind of stuff. And she might be fun to talk to. She's probably nice to look at for some of you people, but that's fine. And that's all I'm going to say is I don't trust her. I'm not saying don't listen to her. I'm not saying Valhalla, you should stay away from her. I'm not going to like you and I'm not going to talk good about Valhalla because he likes Arkansas Bestie. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's great. You like who you like, and I can like who I like. I like Valhalla. I like Broken Baker. I don't agree with, this whole Broken Baker thing that, he got catfished. I truly believe that, but stop sexting. That's not what normal adults do.
Well, they can do it. Just don't talk about it.
Don't talk about it.
Yeah. Don't tell everybody. That's really stupid.
And she hasn't done anything. She hasn't done anything to me, Valhalla. She hasn't done anything to me, and she can spend her money on whatever she wants, but don't brag about it. I got a lot of things signed by people and everything. And I can put them up and I can show them every day and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove anything. The best thing about it is everything that I got signed, like my guitar by Blake Shelton, the guitar by John Bon Jovi, but I didn't buy it. That stuff was given to me when I was in radio. The guitar was, and I had to go out and get them to sign it. So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. And like I said, I'm not going to enough of that because Valhalla's already in here and he's already pissed off because I'm picking on his friend, and that's fine. But I like Valhalla, so I'm just going to leave it there. So I am entitled to my own opinions. You're right. You're right. And I just feel something off. That's all. That's all it is. Yeah. I mean, you support somebody for a long time. It's hard. I don't know, Mark. I mean, it'd be like you supporting Donald Trump, and then all of a sudden, 2 days later, Donald Trump's an idiot. Which I'm sure you do sometimes.
I absolutely do say. I was going to say, yeah, yeah. I'm not going to change my colors just because of a few incidents. I'm going to hang on them. I am what I am.
People supported Tammy Faye. You're right. You're right.
I hang out with people that are like-minded.
Hey, I was the first one to tell you, Valhalla, and I told everybody, Save Lar, if you're still here, how many discussions did me and you have where you were disappointed in me? I definitely supported J7 because she supported me. Definitely. And I think before all this craziness, Valhalla, she supported you too. It came out last night, and you agreed that she did support you. So, I mean, we make wrong things. Sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes. And I've been wrong a lot on some people. But I'm telling you right now, it's just my opinion. And I have supported J7 because she supported this channel in the beginning a lot to get us to 250. She supported us a lot. She talked about us. She talked about what was going on. That was huge. And Valhalla, I want to see you go to Massachusetts. I want to see you go to Massachusetts and confront some of these people and support Turtle Boy. That's what I want. And you know how set I am, Valhalla, on that? You know how set I am that I want you to go to Massachusetts? Find a flight. Find out how much it is for there and back, and I'll pay the flight. That's how committed I am for you going to Massachusetts. I'll pay the flight for you to go to Massachusetts, and you stand up to these people that completely rip on you. And I understand you're just trying to find out why. I don't know why. Something's rubbing me wrong. Something's just rubbing me wrong. All right. What do we got here? Trying to catch up, Mark, with these. I mean, if anybody comes in here and tells me that they love the song Finger Banging after the Wilbur, then I'm going to have a problem. Because I write the songs, and I don't write songs like that. I mean, that's just disgusting in my book. It's not funny at all. It's just not funny. I know Baker got blamed for all of it. But the only thing I'm saying on that is what I said. So some of these are just catching up here on this stuff here because I know that's important to go through the chat here and discuss what they're talking about. And please, anybody that hasn't subscribed to all the people that have channels in here, Valhalla and YouTubery, all the ones that are in Hippie Chick. We're trying to get Hippie Chick. She's got a channel now. Please support Hippie Chick. Go and give her a like and a subscribe. We got to get her to 500-600 and then get her to 1,000. That'd be awesome. So, see, everybody come to Massachusetts for a party. I'm glad. Damn. Thanks, man. I'm serious, Valhalla. You look up a flight. You get it set up now, and you let me know the cost of it. I'm not lying on this. I will do it. I will pay your flight, but you better have a hotel or something because I'm not paying for the hotel for a week in Boston. I'm just not going to do that. But I think you could probably find a pretty good price on flights right about now. Mark's the big flyer. He could probably find a flight for you easily and get you back wherever you are and get you back and forth. And I would just send you the money, Valhalla, because I don't want to set it up for you because then I know your name and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to get into that. I would just send you the money, all right? Drop it in a Venmo or whatever for that reason. Oh, look at this. Pretty cookie. Yeah, you do. That's right. I've caught it a couple of times. I haven't caught it a lot, and I apologize for that. I got to go make sure that I like all these myself and sub. So, see, YouTuber would like to have Valhalla go. So I think that's a great thing in everything. And see, I put that out there, Valhalla, before your girl in Arkansas did too. You know, and I know a lot of people in Arkansas, Valhalla. I just want you to know that. I know a lot of people from that northwest area of Arkansas. I know a lot of people in the central Arkansas area. I did radio for a long time in Arkansas, a long time. And I mean, I know a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying that anybody's called me about her. All right. I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just saying that there's something that wasn't right. Okay. So yes, please go and like and subscribe to Pretty Kooky Jamie James. And Vala supported us little creators so much. It's been amazing to feel included and cared about. Valhalla does a very good job at that, Mark, too. Is he makes, when he grabs onto you and he figures out who you are, he gets behind you. And and I like that. And I like that he's still here, even though I went after somebody that I know he likes. So that shows you what kind of a guy he is too, right there. Trying to stop the stop sign. So, but like I said, we wanted to get on today again just to go over some stuff. I wanted Mark to get into this political thing because that usually pisses off some people too. But just remember, Mark has his own beliefs. I have my own beliefs. We're not on here to try to get you to convert to being a Republican or, you know, getting out there with signs and supporting, you know, the bashing of liberals or whatever. There's some good things that liberals do. I mean, for me anyway, you know, when I'm thinking about going on, you know, Social Security or disability, if I go on disability finally after being in a wheelchair all my life, and I'm looking at that, I mean, liberals support that. I mean, they really do. They support, you know, me being able to go on disability. But that doesn't mean I have to be a liberal just because I want to do that and I want to take some of that up. And I want to use their
conservatives support that too, Jeff.
Well, they do, you know, and now this is probably going to come out the wrong way too, but and Valhalla's still here and everything. Why don't we get down on our government for not supporting the veterans like they should be supporting the veterans instead of worrying about $234, $200, $300, $400, $500, $700 coming out of sign. I'm not, trust me, I'm not defending Jess Machado, but there's so many bigger fights out there that we could be supporting, and that's our government supporting the veterans. Why don't they do a better job in supporting our veterans? It is so important that the government support the people that went out and fought for us. They put their lives on the line, and we're worried about somebody. And I'm saying, if it was me, if I took some money, you know, from saying that I was going to support, you know, whatever, and then I decided to take it and pay some bills or whatever, and I'm sitting there going, "What? You're telling me that my $700 or $800 is going to be important to the grand scheme of things when our government can come in and put millions of dollars into this?"
Well, you just look at this, Jeff. Look at all the fraud that's going on. You know, just isolating Minnesota. If you would take half of what they've fraud and the government of Minnesota, the governor and the attorney general, and put that towards the vets, you would put fundraise or non-for-profits like Towers the Tunnels or Tunnels the Towers out of business because there wouldn't be a need.
Right.
You know, the Folds of Honor, you know, they're doing scholarships for first responders and military, you know, people that can't afford it. All of this fraud that the government allowed to happen, and now they're finally trying to do something about it, but there's a group of people that are standing in the way of the fraud, trying to convict all these people, and they just keep letting it happen. All this money could go to the vets or the homeless or go to mental health and help the people that really need it, but instead they protect all these fraudsters. And you're right, we should be trying to advocate for that.
You're cutting out a little bit, and U.S. Lily, I think we're disagreeing, but really agreeing on some of the things. And I get the integrity thing. I get it. I get that if you take 200, you're going to take 2,000. I get all of that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that in the grand scheme of things, $200, $2,000, when you're talking about the veterans that should be supported by our government, because they went out and they fought for us to be on YouTube talking about it. They fought for us, for you to come on here and say what you do. And you're not going to help them. You're not going to help them get their lives back together, put it back together. I mean, you're lucky that you have somebody like a Valhalla that can go through what he does and still come on here and communicate, and after he's been through, and then now they're going to, go after Valhalla and see if he really had, that he really was in the service and he really did what he did or whatever. I think that's bullshit. I think all that is bullshit. And I think it's bullshit that she didn't pay the money full. I think it's bullshit. But what I'm saying in the whole grand scheme of things, there's better ways than us coming forward and saying, okay, we're going to give this, because if I gave $200 to the veterans today, is that going to move the needle tomorrow? No, it's not.
No, but it's one of many. It's called the law of large numbers.
Right.
If everybody gives a little, you got a lot. It's like they say, you can spit in a tub. It'll get filled sooner or later, but everybody's got to be spitting.
And that's true too. If you can't, hold your name up in the lights and be worth something, you're right. You're right. It is worth something. Your word. And like I said, I'm glad that I can honestly sit here today and say I've never cheated anybody out of anything. Maybe I cheated God out of some of my talent and all that kind of stuff, because I've always been told I was lazy and that it could have been better and all this kind of stuff. So maybe I cheated there, but I never cheated anybody out of a dollar. And the best way that I can say, and this, I don't know how many people can say this, Mark, but I can say right now that I have friends that date back to when I was in first grade that I still stay, that I'm communicating with, that I've stayed all the way friends with all of our lives. And I think that's a sign right there of great people, that you could stay friends with somebody that long. And I think it says a lot to the person that stays friends with you too. So, I say what I said, and I believe that you cannot, I just don't believe that. I think Jess Machado carries this on because everybody's attacking her, because it also gives her a way to defend herself so that she can make money in the end, because people want to hear what she's going to say tomorrow. Whatever she said today, if it was something off the wall, then boom, she knows she's going to get people back tomorrow to find out what she said, and see if she's going to change anything. So
I'd like to know a little bit more about Operation Delta Dog. It sounds like a good organization.
Shout out to Cyber Chick Boston, who donated her entire month's YouTube earnings to Operation Delta Dog. Arkansas Bestie, who sent $250 today to Operation Delta Dog. Well, you know what, Valhalla? I will match that $250 if you tell me where I need to send it. I will match it today. I will send $250 to the Operation Delta Dog. You tell me where to send it. If that's going to make people feel good about something, that I'm doing that, and that shows that I'm going to support whatever, then I'm all for it. Okay. And I will do that. So you give me a private message. You got my email, Valhalla. Send me the information of where I need to send that, and I will get that in today. $250. I will match that. And anybody else, I want you to match it too. I want you to match it. Mark, I want you to dig deep into your pockets and match my $250, and we'll give it to the Operation Delta Dog. I want to hear more about it. Yes, I want to know what I'm giving to, definitely. But send me that so I can look it up and I can research it like Valhalla did me. And I think that's only fair. But I will, if I feel that it's something that I want to give to, and I will match that $250 that Arkansas Bestie did, and do that. So that is great stuff that Cyber Chick did that. If more people would do that kind of stuff, I think everybody would feel better about each other every day coming on YouTube. I really believe that. There you go. YouTubery. There you go. But I will match that. I will match that. And, you know, that's great that Valhalla gave you a microphone and everything, YouTubery. I did that same thing for Mary B. I thought Mary B was sounding not very good when she was on the Rat House Media. And I had a microphone sitting in. I mean, Mark knows, I have 25 microphones, 30 microphones in my apartment here. You know, I mean, I got microphones like crazy. I got cheap microphones, you know, that are a couple $100, and then I got, you know, expensive ones. That's $5,000 that I use in my voiceover business. And I mean, so I had one laying around here, and I gave it to Mary B. I sent it to her with a stand and everything. And if you ever watch Rat House Media or Mary B, I'm telling you right now, she sounds so much better with that microphone than I gave her. So much better. And it's great for her. It really is. So there you go, YouTubery. I like that. YouTubery stepping up like that. There you go. U.S. Lily, I believe in that too. Give what you can. Don't miss a meal just because you want to give. You know, don't take something away from your kids or your dog. I mean, I have a dog. I have a precious dog, and I'm not going to take anything away from my dog because it does need new toys just about every month after he rips them up. But by the way, my dog wasn't very nice to me last night, Mark.
What the hell happened?
Well, he had a little cookie, you know, a little treat, and he wasn't eating it. And so I was wondering what was wrong with it. Okay. And he had it kind of in between his legs, sitting by me on the couch. And I went to look at it, right, with my hand, and he bit me.
What the hell?
He actually bit me, and he got me good too. He actually got me to where it didn't draw blood, but it could have. And he bit me. That's the first time he's ever done that. Now we play a lot. We play rough. That's my fault. We play rough, you know, where he does his little growl and everything, and I think it's funny. And I guess I caught him at the wrong time, you know, where he was protecting that little cookie, and he thought I was going to take it, and he went after me. So him and I had to have a little talk. And it's funny because when they say dogs don't understand, I grabbed him and I had his little face, you know, in my hand, and I said, "You can't be biting me. You can't be biting me." And I let him go, and he kind of was, you know, sitting on my chest, and he immediately went to the finger that he bit, and he licked it. And it was like, you know, telling me, okay, I know I did wrong. But so I was surprised at that too. That's something that happened in my personal life that I didn't like. So mine is a little poodle schnauzer dog, and he's 11 pounds. And I'm serious. He thinks that he's 100 pounds. He really does. And he thinks that he can sit on everybody's shoulders. That's his favorite spot. On every human he meets, he wants to sit on their shoulder. So I have somebody coming over at noon today, Central Time, to teach me how to run my little camera.
All right.
Because
you got to get ready for that.
It's a little bit harder than what people think. I mean, I got it set up kind of, but it's just not working the way I want to work it. So, but you know, there's times, Mark, that I look at the people that come in our channel, and I see 16, and then we have 60 or 70 views after I shut it down. I'm still wondering how these people go to, you know, 300 people to 6,000 views. I'm wondering how that works. YouTube has to explain that to me and everything. Anything else you want to say? I know I kept you quiet again.
I'm just getting by. Now I got to get rolling myself. I'm going to go up and see Mom and Dad. I haven't seen them in a few weeks, so
you should really get that clip from your dad when you ask him who the best student he ever saw at the high school, who was the nicest kid he ever saw, and when he says me, I wish he'd get it on tape so I could play it for everybody.
I'll maybe record something when I say, "What do you remember about Jeff?" and just see what he has to say about that.
He'll go, "He was lazy."
No, I don't know if he'll say that, but he'd say I was, you know.
Mark's dad was our longtime principal at our school, at our high school, and now he's 95?
94.
94.
Well, he'll be 95 in December, yeah.
Okay. Well, make sure you say hi to him. Tell them I said
Absolutely.
hi. And then we'll go again next week. Any vacations coming up? I mean, you take more vacations than Jess Machado.
I'm retired. I'm on vacation. Yeah, unfortunately or whatever. Next week I'm good, but on Friday I'm leaving to go down to Louisiana again to pick up a duck boat and a snowblower and a canoe, so my son can move to New Mexico the same day.
So we got to look into the Delta Dog, Mark, because I want to make that pledge. I want to do that. And then Valhalla is going to give me the information about flying to Massachusetts. It was an expensive day for me, but I want to see what Valhalla out in Massachusetts. Yeah. And we'll let him confront some of these people. I'm sure they won't even be around when he goes there, because that's the way they are. They'll hide behind their keyboard and their little camera and everything. So, but look up that Delta Dog, Mark, and let's make our donations. Let's give them a little bit of extra money. Let's see if they're doing a really good job on stuff and help them out. All right, everybody. We appreciate everybody that checks us out. We can't thank you enough. And, we appreciate each and every one of you. But the only way we're going to move forward with the subs and everything is if you share. If you share. You got to share. And share our channel. Do whatever you can. And Valhalla, do me one favor. It'd really mean a lot to me if you'd get the goddarn expert to look into his camera with those glasses on and say, you know what? That Madstork Media channel is coming on strong.
There you go.
That's what we need. And we need Broken Baker to say something about us too. All right, everybody. You have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'm going to have a great weekend. Tonight I'm going to watch my great nephew, my niece's son, Jennifer, who came on the show here. Her son, 6'8", 230 pounds, offensive tackle, defensive end, a junior in high school. He's a giant, gentle giant, and we got to get him into a mean streak so he can play football and move on to the next level, hopefully. This kid's ready to be a star, and I'm going to watch him tonight for the first time. And I'm going to have my little camera with me to take some pictures. It's going to be awesome. So please have a great day, everybody. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you subscribe, that's great. If you haven't subscribed, give us a chance. Subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, and please tell everybody you know Madstork Media is here for the long run. We're going to be here. Now, Mark might quit me. There's a chance that day is going to come where he says, you know what? I'm not talking enough. I need to talk more. I need to get my ideas out there. And he might do that. He might say, heck with this. I'm going to start my own channel. Not likely. So if he tries to do that, then I'm taking his microphone away. All right. Take care, everybody. You have a good day. All right. We'll talk soon. All right. Bye.
From the murals on the wall to the street side stand, Mark's got the map, Jeff's got the plan. Cruise through Wisconsin where the sun stays bright, looking for a flavor or a brand in a new sight. Let's take flight with Mark and Jeff. Hippie chick join the Madstork flock and turn it into a whole big crew. They all says we're following you. Jeff and Mark exploring again, finding the best wackadoodles in the land. Add Mark and Jeff to your day, because we have so much to say. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how far, our curiosity's charged. We're ready to see what's next. Mark and Jeff need this job, so please come join the flock and hit the like, share, and unsubscribe. Thank you from Mark and Jeff and the Madstork flock.